Hi, my name is Ashley, and I'm going to talk to you about why learning artists, those inexperienced and raw and very rough kinds of artists, are actually really amazing. It's probably contrary to what you'd think. Why would you not want to be at the top of your game and totally professional by now? It's actually a lot more interesting to learn and grow. As you can see on the left, that's one of my earliest pieces of art. I wish I could burn it. The one on the right is one that I did most recently. I was actually 13 when I did the one on the left, 25 now. There's progress there. That's definitely something that people who are learning artists can get to see and enjoy. It's really important to understand that as a learning artist, you are still learning. Inherently, you're not like a professional. You're growing still every day. But that's amazing. That's a great gift. You're still mastering all of these experiences and getting to understand how they're going to impact you as an artist. You can add things to your skill base still. One of the biggest things about being a learning artist is knowing that everything you're doing as an artist is a new experience. You're basically crafting little lessons for yourself every time you pick up a pen. That's a pretty great way to learn what you do and don't like about being an artist. And positive or negative, these are all moving you forward. One of the biggest things that I want you to do as a learning artist is learn how to experiment. Experimentation is core to learning what you do and don't like. You need to figure out your own flow and understand, what mediums you enjoy or what you like to draw. So try everything out. This was an experiment of mine. Never drawn mecha. One of the things you should get used to is trying different mediums. This is a really great way to understand what kind of style you want to do. Pick up some cheap watercolors. Maybe you like colored pencils. I tried gouache for the first time right there. Paint things that you've never done. Try things you've never used. It's the best way as a new artist to kind of understand what you want to do. And speaking of your style, that's one of the hardest and most mysterious things to pin down as an artist. You can see a bunch of styles right here, but it took them a long time to figure out how they wanted to draw. So don't feel pressured. If you're trying different things all the time and you haven't really decided what you want to be as an artist yet, that's fine. It takes time. All of these artists featured here are professional now, and their styles have changed a lot and developed over time. This is one of the biggest things that they've all mentioned. It takes time, and you shouldn't force yourself to draw a certain way. That's a big failing that a lot of new artists have, and it's one that I've succumbed to too. You can see these two pictures, close together time-wise, are a little different. The one on the right was one where I felt like I drew the most like me. The one on the left was one where I was trying to draw like someone else, and it feels stiffer and a little less natural than the one on the right. That's the cause of not staying true to your own artistic style. So for some tips as a learning artist, I want to focus on things that'll really help you grow and really help you have a solid foundation of where to go from here. There are a lot, and this is not an exhaustive list, and feel free to add to it with your own, or if you know an artist who has some good tips, go ahead and add those to your repertoire too. Most of these are daily. Like this one, tracking your progress. Create an Instagram account or a DeviantArt or a really nice set of folders in your computer and date all of your art. Save them so that you can go back and look at them later and see how you've progressed as an artist. It's really easy to do with so many different programs right now, and it's important for you. Also, take a lot of reference pictures and use your own. References are not bad, and I don't know why there's a stigma attached to them. How can you be expected to know how to draw something if you don't know what it looks like? So here you can see some references I use. I use my husband pretty frequently, and I get the exact pose I want, and it's a lot easier to draw from that in the future. Another big thing is to socialize. I follow a lot of artists on YouTube, and I talk with other artists about collaborations. It's a really great way to get answers for those questions from people who have been in the same spot as you. They're also artists, so they understand a lot of the things you're probably going through, and it's a great way to network for potential opportunities in the future. Another thing is to absorb. You need to go out into the world and understand what you're trying to draw. It's kind of like using references, but it also serves as a really great point of inspiration. Maybe you're just stuck today and you're not sure what to draw. Go outside and take a look around, or fill your social media with the works of other artists. It'll really help keep you inspired. And you really need to draw every day. This I can't stress enough. Like any other activity or physical, work, you have to practice, and your muscle and your brain have to get ready to do that activity. What better way to do that than by drawing every day? It gets your hand and your mind prepped for that action. Also, keep it cheap. Don't feel intimidated by other artists saying they use Copic markers or whatever other tools. You can keep it simple right now. It's cheaper for you, especially since you probably plan on experimenting a lot with different materials. Don't go out and spend hundreds on something you don't know if you like or not. So just stick with classics. But when you're ready, don't be afraid to move forward. How are you ever going to know how to use those expensive tools unless you try? Don't be super crazy about it. These Copic markers took me a long time to build, and that Huion tablet took a long time to save up for. But I'm glad I got them, and they've helped me a lot. This is a really great example of an artist showing their progress, and it's one of the best things about being a learning artist. You can sit there and say, look at how I've grown. You're always going to be a learning artist, but at this point, you're very new, and that's a really exciting thing. Think about what you're going to be putting up here in 2 or 3 or 4 years. You're always going to get better, and that's the amazing thing about art. A really popular artist I like, Jake Parker, said once that you're not always going to be perfect, but you're always going to be better than what you were the day before, and that's the best way to look at your art. Don't stress over making it perfect. Just have fun doing it and know it'll be better tomorrow. So, thanks for taking this opportunity to listen about being a learning artist, and I hope some of this helped you. If you have any other really great tips or suggestions, follow them. You are your own artist, and you need to take the time to enjoy this medium the way that you feel it is the most fun for you. It's your art, so go draw it. Make some all the time. Thank you.